Hi, Gary. You know, when I tap just into your energy, I giggle. I'm in a happy-go-lucky mood. Just your energy. It's probably why I never even thought twice about coming in for you. But I now see why I am exhausted some days. It's the energy around you. It exhausts me. You've got a lot of fake people and lies and stuff around you. But I think you already know that. In saying that, I hope you know I have never lied to you, but I think you're starting to realize too, when I tell you something, I have full intent of moving forward with whatever I'm telling you until I'm told not to, until I'm shown time's up, until I'm shown to release things that I never thought that I would ever have to. But I also know that I don't think me releasing the videos had anything to do with KW. I don't know if you are dealing with government contracts or had one, but since I did that, I've got to see it's like I protected you from something that was not good for you. So if you lost a government contract, know that you were supposed to, because it wasn't good at all. But in saying that, I am sending this to you because I was guided to. I was at the point where I was just giving everything to my attorney, and he was going to be coming for defamation, because I don't know if you know this yet, because you have got to watch me learn and grow while I've been coming to help you or get sent in for you. So each month, each full moon, it's all around full moon is what I'm starting to realize, that they show me something or guide me to do something different or send me back in for you or whatever it is. But I now know the KW stuff, that was just what got me in and what they knew would send me in to try and help the women. I was always only going in though, on their perspective, to help you, to protect you, to save you, to wake you up. Because I've told you, VIP, sir. So, but that's all, of course, as you know, up to you and free will. For example, I didn't understand why they had me do a totally different business plan and everything that I had created for Whole Hearts to send to you. I do now. Because in the original business plan and everything that I had for investors, it says that after a year, if somebody isn't doing their work and like putting forth the effort and all that stuff, that I get told time's up, and in their contract, I will then leave and birth their dreams or solutions or whatever without them. So, and I didn't even put that together until they told me time was up. And I realized, oh, Whole Hearts that I didn't ever go to aim to create. It was just a solution for your problem. That isn't anything really that lights me up. I was doing it as a solution, and yes, helping the women and saving the women and fixing all of that. And so it's a great plan, and eventually I will probably come back and do it. But that's not what my ambition is for right now. Now that it's like I can see clearer, because I can see that the exhaustion, the having to stay focused, and all of the things, once I cut ties with KW, I won't have that problem anymore. It was, in a sense, me protecting you all the way from here. and helping share some of the burden of the energy that's trying to attack you. And I can see now why they have put me through a shit show this last month, because I have to protect myself first. And that is why I was giving it to an attorney, because I had to see that, yes, I was going in to protect the women and see if you would help, but it also destroyed my career in real estate. And no woman should ever have to think of her safety versus what's right, knowing that it would possibly destruct her career, Gary. That's a problem. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, holy crap. I went in not even thinking twice to protect the women in your own company and get you to help and see what was going on. And in doing that, when you promoted Matt, it took every support system that I had that could support me. All of my, I call them husbands because they might as well be gay husbands. They're my guy friends, all of that. Boyd, Johnny, all of my guy friends, Clay, Winder, that were my support system, my family, the 300 agents that are there. They couldn't protect me anymore because you just made the enemy their boss. And my boss, in a sense, that I was supposed to respect. And when people would come and ask me to go to events that he was doing or anything, I'm not one where I can lie and hide it on my face. So I had to retreat. I had my husbands, my family walking on eggshells because their boss is who I was going in for to try and shed truth and light, while they're trying to deal with him on other things, walking on eggshells because Matt knew that they support me. Boyd even went and bought one of Marcus's market centers to transport me without being in the front lines with me. But it killed my business, the business and real estate career that I had for the last 9 years, where the lowest year I didn't even make $100,000 until I came in for you. And I had to see that it took my family away. It took my reputation within agents, because every cease and assist and defamation of character and all of that, you guys are calling me the liar. You're calling Lee the liar. You're calling every person that did a statement the liar. So you are calling me and my character the liar. Gary, I've never lied to you. The only thing that I believe something 110% whenever I say it, unless I am shown to do something differently, that is the only time my actions would change from something I told you. But no one should have to worry about their career when they go in. They shouldn't. And I've had to see that I have had to walk on eggshells and stay away from my family while I've been dealing with this. And while Matt and Marcus were trying to protect their reputation for bad choices, and you for bad choices, you're publicly calling me a liar and degrading my character and what I stand for. So I had to see that my biggest lesson over these last 2 years is, no matter how bad I want to help people, I can't help them at the sake and sacrifice of myself. So I got shown I had to give it to my attorneys so that they could go and use every single piece of cease and assist and everything that you guys have sent to me, because every single one of those is proving a point of you calling me a liar, Gary. And I know that you know that I'm not lying to you. You know that I truly care and came in for the right reasons. I don't doubt that. But you trying to protect yourself has cost me my business and my career that I loved and put blood, sweat, and tears into. And I even thought about changing brokerages. I can't even talk to agents because they know how much I love KW without them asking me why I would ever leave, because they knew how much I loved it. And I can't have a career where it is talking about my family and how they abandoned me again. I can't. I refuse. So I have decided to leave real estate. I will leave my license either with a referral company or whatever. And I've been just referring things over to Lee because I know she'll protect them. Even if there's drama, she will protect any clients that I have, and she'll take care of me and them. But Gary, me coming in to help you has cost me a lot. And so, with talking to the attorneys, they wanted me to go after appreciation because for 10 years going forward, because I've been in the industry for 10 years, I don't want any of that. So instead, I had them run numbers off of before I came in and what my yearly average was before I came in to you, and had them projected out for 10 years, because now I have to go create another career. I get to go create something else because I can't do real estate with my home being gone. And Matt and everybody and you trying to kill my reputation and my character by saying that I'm just trying to create a problem that doesn't exist. Because you only have two options, Gary. If you're saying that if they're saying that I'm doing defamation of character on them or on you, that's saying I'm speaking lies, and that every person that did a statement is speaking lies. The other option is that you're trying to silence me. Those are your only two options. You didn't want to help me, and all I ever wanted to do was to help you. But I'm over that, and I've made that choice now. The choice that they're wanting me to give you, because like I said, I was just giving it to the attorneys and they were taking it to court. And they were going to submit it to the Labor Commission. And the next things on my list were Women's Council of Realtors. They were going to help support a petition. And NAR. I am proposing a different option for you. I don't want to fight with my family. I don't want to fight. I don't want to cause you now to do a bigger investigation that you're doing with my family than you did when I came in originally. Because I know you are. I can feel it in them when they talk to me. You're doing more of an investigation now than you ever did, Gary, and that should be your sign that it was handled incorrectly. That you didn't think twice about it at the beginning when I came in, and you just wanted to protect the wrong people. But I don't want to keep having to blow up KW. I love KW. I don't want my family there to have to be interrogated when they know what I've been doing this entire time and who you were protecting. I don't want to have anything cost you more. I don't want it to have to cost me more. Cost me my peace and my sanity. So instead, I want to give you an option. So I took it back from my attorneys for a minute, and what they came up with was the past 5 years before I came in, and projecting forward, it came to like 4.5 million, because I have to go start a whole new life, Gary. Whole new career, whole new everything. And that's what they were going to go for, which literally all of your documents is gaslighting on paperwork. Which, by the way, if you want to know what gaslighting is, gaslighting is a form of psychological abuse where a person or group makes someone question their sanity or perception of reality or memories. People experiencing gaslighting usually are anxious and unable to trust themselves or others afterwards. That's literally what you guys did to me. Make me question my sanity when I'm the one coming in with statements, evidence, and people willing to stand up next to me. Defamation is oral or written communication of a false statement about another that is unjustly harms their usual constitute or tortures crime. Sorry, that's the wrong part that I was reading. Under common law, to constitute defamation, a claim must generally be false and must have been made to someone other than the person defamed. Some common law jurisdiction between spoken defamation called slander and defamation of other media such as printed words called libel. That's what they're going for, is the libel. False light laws protect against, not technically false. Anyways, same thing with the retribution and all of that. Because Matt doing what he did is retribution when I came in to help you. I am still willing to help you, Gary, but I can't help KW, I don't think, anymore. There's way too much lies and deceit around you, and it's heavy. It's heavy. I don't know how you're surviving it. I almost need a vacation and get away and disappear for a while after this is done, because it's been exhausting. Exhausting. It has taken like the color and fun out of it. Like I said, when I'm connected to just your energy, I want to giggle. And I don't know what our connection is. I don't know any of it. I just know my soul feels your soul. My soul feels your pain. I am guided to help protect you. And I didn't know why when I was sent in. I probably even know less why now, especially having to come full circle and come back to you with this. But I think you're as done with it as me. I want to be done, I guess. But you should know now that, of course, I have to protect myself above all else, because I'm one person. You're coming at me with everything, Gary. So when you want to think that I'm unfair, I'm one person. You've had a lot more than one person this entire time, and not one person that I had on my team is able to stand with me, because you made the person in question of why I went in their bosses. Kind of weird how that works out. Makes it a little uncomfortable for everybody in question. But, of course, if you decide to not take this, then I will still be forced to go to NAR and do all the things. What I am proposing, though, is I'm sending you this so that me and you can decide. If you want to share it with other people, that's fine, but I'm sending this to you so that you can decide, so that we could actually do this behind closed doors if you still wanted to, and I will stop going after KW as the example, because that is also in my business plan. It's making the person that I have to go birth the stuff without them and all of it, they are the example publicly for the next people in line. I don't want KW to be the example. I never did, ever. So I am giving you this opportunity because I feel like you know my heart, at least, Gary, that I never wanted to go after the company that I loved the most in this world. But I also know that it's my biggest test to make sure that I wouldn't question, even if I love it or love them going forward, because I don't get to pick and choose. That's you. You get to pick and choose your free will. You get to pick and choose what choices you make. Then karma comes in. That's not on me. But instead, I would love to not fight with KW. And instead, I just want to go to NAR and put rules in place for all brokerages to protect the women. Because I still will make sure that that happens. And that rules and guidelines for brokerages, for every brokerage, has some kind of outlet for women to go to and to be protected. But then being accountable for what your company did to me and my business, that would have to happen. Because you massacred it. And I can see now why they had me going on a healing journey of all the other things, because otherwise there's no way we would be having this conversation right now. Because once Mama Bear's out, usually I'm going for jugular. But that's not who I am anymore. I don't want to be Mama Bear and going for jugular. I will when I have to, and hopefully you know that now. But that is never where I want to be. I want people to grow and make the right choices and to always be there to support them when they do. But I don't get to choose that. But in saying that, whole hearts and all of that, yes, it was for you, and I can see that now. It was the solution to a problem. But instead, I think they're going to have me deal with the LDS church on a lot of that if I need to and decide to keep working on that. But I know I need a vacation and a break and to disappear for a while first. Because you've got some heavy crap around you, Gary. Some really heavy crap. And I don't know if you're sick or what, but I can feel it taking its toll on your health. And I don't like it. But I can't protect you from yourself. And so, like I said, I don't know if I can ever want to think about coming in and helping you fix KW because, one, you don't want to see that shit. So, can't fix something that doesn't want to be fixed. But I do know that I love you enough and feel you enough that if you personally still want help, still want to have the guidebook of the infinite, because they were kind of giving you like a way to map out your brain and understand it and understand all these questions that you have been asking a little bit better. That's why I was sent in. But Great Dane's going crazy. Sorry. So I would be open. Stop it. Stop it. So I'd be open to helping you and talking to you and guiding you. And then maybe you can go back to KW and fix it. Because I love KW. But it's heavy. So I kind of want to find something that is not so heavy anymore. And I might disappear to an island for a minute until I find that. But I never wanted it to get here, never in a million years would I have thought it got here. But then I had to acknowledge my fingerprints, where I sacrificed myself again, which I'm always willing to do. But then I realized before I can even move forward with collecting all the women and all of the things, I got shown that I had to go and protect myself and reclaim what was taken from me for being able to come in and tell you. Because Gary, that's a problem. Losing my career because I wanted to come in and help your problem, that's a problem for any woman. And I know that I was meant to help you see that. I didn't think it would be as painful as it is on both ends, but I guess the universe has got a sense of humor, right? And just know when I'm channeling stuff, like, I don't even know why I ramble certain things, and then later it'll make sense, but I don't even understand sometimes what I'm talking about. So if I feel like I go up on tangents or anything, just know that it is divinely guided for some freaking reason. I don't know, but and flights like to come and find me when I am, I swear. But I know I was meant to get this out to you and to tell you, because you're doing a lot of investigating and a lot of stuff, and I know that you are probably finding stuff, one, that you didn't want to find, and stuff that you should have probably done a long time ago. But I forgive you for that, Gary. I forgive you for all of it. I don't hold grudges. I might shed light on things and rip a Band-Aid off, but then I want to work just as hard to heal it and move on, because that's the only way we change and grow. But now when I look at paper and realize that I'm either going to have to claim bankruptcy and go start a whole new business, because I have spent all of my savings, all of my everything, to realize, oh crap, it's because I never wanted to build whole hearts, and my career is shot because people killing my character. And either I would have to consistently talk trash about KW and what happened, which I don't want to do, to ever be able to have me heal and move on. That's not healthy for me, which means I can't stay in the real estate industry with that. I can refer people. And so I'm referring people to Lee. But that was a hard pill for me to swallow, when I had to, instead of just being mama bear, look at actually what was happening by you guys protecting yourself. What it was actually saying about my character, when you and your attorneys were thinking that you were just protecting you. But now every single legal written piece of paper with that is literally evidence of calling me a liar and defaming my character. But the funny part is, I was the one that came in with statements. I was the one that came in, did investigations, and had Lee go and do it too, to make sure that we were both hearing the same thing, seeing the same problems, and that I was not getting emotionally invested because women were hurting. I always want to make sure that I am never going in for any of those reasons. That's why I brought Lee in the first place. But just know, Gary, I've always been here for you. Anything else, it's been like the noise and the chaos trying to distract us. And I see that now. Took me a minute. Took me a hard pill to swallow that I built whole hearts and the whole freaking shit show of that as a solution for you. because it was like, it didn't light me up, and I couldn't figure it. Like the inventions part and certain pieces light me up, but the whole thing didn't light me up. And if it doesn't light me up, I was doing it like, you know, it's part of what I needed to do. It was a solution. So as I was getting guided to do it, we do 110%. So I did it. But now I look at it and that doesn't light me up on a daily. I have much bigger dreams and ideas and inventions. And now I just need to like clean the slate, start from scratch and start over. But I wanted to give you this opportunity to be able to still keep things in-house, for me to not be bringing thousands of women to your door, from the Women Council of Realtors to NAR and all the ones within KW, to be able to keep things outside of the public and me go publicly to NAR, but not as you as an example. Because I never wanted KW to be the example of bad. I've always seen the KW as the example of the lighthouse. And so if I still go to NAR and have the rules put in place for brokerages across the board, I still accomplish my goal of protecting the women, and gives you an avenue to not wonder when I might show up, because you know that if it's a moon cycle and it's all that stuff, you never know when they would be sending me in again. Because usually what I have found out, just FYI, it's when you are almost breathing again, when you think I'm gone, all the things that they like send me back in to like blow it up again. Because I'm just a messenger. Like, God's got a sense of humor. It's kind of like he like lets the dust settle, everybody breathe again, and then when I'm even least expecting it, I'm getting sent back in. And I don't want to keep doing that with you for the next year, every month kind of thing. Go and blow something else up and have it rock your world. That does not sound fun to me. I don't know. Does that sound fun to you, Gary? Because I don't want to be in the calm of the storm and have the storm around me, because I still feel it. And that doesn't make me happy. And I'm done dealing with everybody else's lies and drama if they're not willing to admit it. I'd rather go help somebody else. So they're moving me to go help other people, other VIPs, in the same place as you, a little bit differently. But now I know everything on a totally different scale, because it's like I was learning the pieces and what they would guide me to do, to almost have a different idea going into the next one that's as big as you. Because I know now that it doesn't matter what I see as the good outcome. If you make a different choice, then I am guided to do something different. I can only choose what I do, not how you choose to show up. But I don't want you sick, Gary. I don't want you worrying about when the next shoe drops. I don't want that for anybody, especially not for me. And since real estate's out of that, I'm gonna try and go dream again and find a different project. And so you should probably do the same. But if you need me, you know where to find me. And if you decide to take this option, then we can both start a clean slate in a calmer world. But if you want to talk and figure out some of those questions and answers, that I can help you with. But I know that they won't be sending me in to help you anymore going forward. I know that. They want me out of that dense energy. That's why I was giving it to the attorney. They want me out of it. So, only way I'm able to help you is you individually coming and finding me. But I love your guts, Gary. Never meant for it to come here, but like I said, now that I can see, it's kind of like the smoke and mirrors that was all around. And the true purpose was still for me to connect with you and give you an opportunity. I still feel like I did that. So I accomplished my goal. Just didn't realize it would be at the detriment of my career. So hopefully you can work on that, Gary. Do not do that to any other women, because otherwise you will see me again, but it won't be for helping you. Love you, Gary. And I forgot something. On full moon, which you're probably like me, the sky has always been the only thing that doesn't make me feel too big, because it's bigger. So always been attached to the moon, full moon, all of that, stars, astrology. But I had a huge aha this last full moon. And I think it would help you, Mr. Henri Pope, because you are so structured and rigid in some things that you need to have a little bit of fun. And I realized I was the same way in certain things, but also it's because of how we were raised. But there's so much stigma and labels attached to certain words that I never once ever wanted to think that my mom or my dad were ever a part of, you know, like narcissistic behavior and like teaching me to love and give love the way that I was. So I'm also going to attach two videos that I took and I posted on social media. But when I was having my aha, it was connecting my brain and your brain and how we can be a little cold sometimes in giving love. I'm a lot better now, but I think that you might be able to benefit from that, especially a relationship with your son and your wife probably, because we might make them feel like they're not good enough sometimes. And really it's our own reflection that we're projecting, but it was just a huge aha. So if you want to maybe be a little better in that arena, I will attach it and you can choose to close your eyes and listen to the video and just think of it on like a massive scale of how you might have received love as a child from your dad or your mom and the box they wanted us to be in, and how we strive for perfection and growth and proving ourselves, and also in how the world is set up, and also in how you approach your people in your business, because I'm pretty sure it's probably the same thing, because I had to see that I was doing the same thing. But once I know better, I can do better. And FYI, even with all of the pain in the assness that all of this has been, I know that deep down you can see that you dug into holes you didn't even know you had and fixed problems that you didn't know you had. And over the last 2 years have done a lot of cleaning house that you didn't know you needed to do. So even with me not being there, I instigated some of the changes that I wanted done. And so I'm happy for you for having that. Even as I step out of that, whether it's the attorney delivering stuff, but hopefully me and you can just be done with the chaos and clean slate, and I can move forward on a different path, and you can see things clearer now and feel like you're at least more in power of what you do want to change and what you don't. So I just wish they would have like given me a memo when I came in that, you know, all of that is just the chaos part and really just focus on this part. That's not how that works, unfortunately. So if this is where I leave you, Gary, I will attach some notes that I have collected and stuff because it was stuff that I think that you should look into and implement in some way, shape, or form for people coming forward in the future to protect KW and to protect them, not just protect KW. But they were some notes that I kept with me, and I was actually going to give them to you anyways. There's a checklist and a few other things to make sure that you don't ever end up in this situation again, and no woman ever ends up, or man ends up in this situation again. But no matter what, I'm grateful for the opportunity that I've had to connect to your energy, even if it wasn't face to face, because I know you're a man of few words when it comes to emotions. I get it. And I am like Russian roulette to you, and you don't know how it's going to be, what it's going to be. And I am not one that you can just overly analyze like you normally would and be logical. Because with me, I don't know how I will be. I know that I am usually just giggles and fun, but when truth has to come out, I always know that that is where I go. But most of the time it's just me and somebody else dealing with it. Yours was a little bit different of a situation. But hopefully with all the digging that you've been doing since, you got to see a little bit more about my character and who I am. Because I know you were digging to try and find something dirty. I'd tell you all the dirty if you had anything you wanted to know. I'm an open book that way. But I still hope deep down one day that I do hear from you. And I do hope that we can end this chaos, because like I said, I do not wish a year of me popping up in anyone's life like Russian roulette, because if you kind of notice, I'm way better to have as an ally than to have me against you. And you probably heard that from other people too, because that's like a saying around here. Rather have Alicia with me than against me, because if it's against me, I know I'm doing something wrong. But I love you, Gary, and you got this. You cleaned house a lot, and people are on edge enough that hopefully they are on their best behavior. You'll still have stuff coming out. And unfortunately, you will probably feel the shift when I pull my energy back, when I'm not allowed to protect you anymore. Hopefully you don't feel it that bad, but I've heard in the past that it's like an echo, because they don't realize that I have like a protective bubble around them. And when I pull my energy back, it's like I'm holding up the walls, and that's why I've been drained and having to deal with emotional healing and all the things so that I can still keep ascending, to keep my energy high and alchemize it, because I had to learn how to alchemize things and do alchemy to be able to keep your walls up. So hopefully they don't come crashing, because that's not what I want either. You should know that by now. But good luck, Gary. Hopefully this week starts the week of our calm going forward and looking towards the future and not focusing on the crap in the past. Smile.